There is power in knowing your people's pain, your ancestors' pride. To explore beyond your homeland, it's not to abandon it, it's to expand it.
I grew up where the roads weren't paved, where the sky stretched wide and uninterrupted, and the nights were filled with crickets, not car horns. A place where we fetched water before sunrise and prayed before we questioned anything. A village that raised me but couldn't contain me. For over 20 years, I lived the life where ancestors handed down. I knelt when elders passed. I spoke my native language with pride. I cheered at the sound of drums and danced in moonlight like it was scripture. But something in me always wondered, is this all there is? The question burned me quietly in my chest. And when the chance came to live, whether to the city or a country I couldn't even point to on a map, I didn't hesitate. I packed more dreams than clothes, left behind tradition for tension, dust for neon lights, struggle for the unknown, and that's where everything changed. Back home, we were rich in values but poor in choices. No matter how hard we worked, the ceiling felt too low in the city. And later, in foreign lands, I discovered new currencies, skills, information, and networks. The first time I got paid online, I didn't just cry. I broke a generational curse. Money didn't just feed me, it freed me. And I realized poverty isn't just about money, it's about limitation. Today I work with people from countries I used to only read about. I send money home, I sponsor school fees, I am the uncle abroad they whisper about, but not out of envy, out of inspiration. Every new city I stepped into, I collected fragments. A piece of mindfulness from India, work ethics from Germany, boldness from America, balance from Japan. And from each one I learned not just how they live, but how I want to live. I still eat fufu, but now I serve it next to sushi. I meditate in the morning, but still greet my elders with a bow. My identity became layered, not confused but complete. I no longer feel the need to choose between cultures. I blend them, I remix them, I become something new, something the world hasn't seen before. In the village, I wasn't allowed to question the pastor, the chief, or even tradition itself. But when I left, I learned that questions are how we grow. I started asking, why do we suffer and call it holy? Why do we limit women and call it culture? Why do we fear change and call it respect? The world outside gave me perspective, not just knowledge, but courage. Courage to break old patterns and dream from new systems. I haven't forgotten where I come from. The red soil is still under my nails. The village still echoes in my mind when I sleep, but I also know I don't owe anyone a performance of Africanness. I don't have to wear Ankara every day to prove I love my people. I don't have to suffer just because my father did. I don't have to stay just to be considered loyal. Instead, I carry the village in my spirit and the world on my shoulders. I'm a bridge between the firewood and the fiber optics, between ancestors and algorithms, between tradition and transformation. So to anyone who feels guilty for wanting more, don't. You are not betraying your roots by growing past them. You are honoring them by becoming what they never had the chance to be. Go explore, learn, earn, change. Then your heart calls you home, return. But if it doesn't, let your life be proof that you can be born in a village and still shape the world. But let's get into something real. The main point of this video. Thank you for coming back. If you haven't, please hit the subscribe button whether you are African or not. And let's get into this video. Despite how technology has opened up new money making lanes like YouTube itself, e-commerce, freelancing, crypto, content creation, many Africans are still in financial crisis. And here are some key reasons why. Structural poverty isn't solved by Wi-Fi. Access to the internet doesn't fix decades, even centuries of colonial exploitation, corrupt governance, poor infrastructure, and education gaps. Many African nations are looted of natural resources, had their systems dismantled, and are still playing catch-up with foreign debt traps and weak economies. Number 2, education systems still train employees, not creators. Most schools still teach memorization, not monetization. Kids grow up knowing how to pass exams, but not how to build brands, create content, code apps, or start businesses. Number 3, lack of access even when internet exists. Fast internet, smartphones, and reliable electricity aren't a given. Even those online may not know about the right tools like SEO, affiliate marketing, PayPal, alternatives, and etc. Number 4, mindset from scarcity to possibility. Colonization and religion at times taught people to wait for saviors, not to become creators. That wait for a miracle mindset still affects how people approach wealth. Number 5, cultural pressure to conform. In some places, being a YouTuber, content creator, or an entrepreneur is seen as unserious or shameful unless you are already rich from it. Some people go the safe route even if it keeps them broke. Number 6, lack of role models in tech and digital wealth. Kids see musicians and politicians with money, not everyday people getting rich off drop shipping, digital products, or AI tools. No visibility, no inspiration. Number 7, government policies that kill hustle. Red tape, high taxes, bribes, no startup support. It's often easier to be poor than legally grow rich in some places. Number 8, internet and strategy. Having a phone doesn't mean knowing how to build a YouTube channel that actually earns. People need strategy, consistent, and storytelling, not just Wi-Fi. People need strategy, consistency, and storytelling, not just Wi-Fi. That's the real question. And the real truth is it's both, but no one feeds the other. Mental slavery is the root. Illiteracy is the fruit. Mental slavery is when your body is free but your mind still bows. It's when you have access to power but don't feel worthy to use it. It's when you see opportunities and still say, that's not for people like us, or that's not for people like me. That mindset was intentionally planted through colonialization, religion, education, and media. For years, Africans were told white is better, foreign is superior, authority must be feared, not challenged. Questioning is rebellion. Wealthy is ungodly unless it's inherited or blessed. Now, that kind of programming doesn't vanish overnight. It stays in schools, in homes, in churches, in governments. It trains people to survive, not to thrive. Illiteracy isn't just about reading, it's about awareness. People often think being illiterate means can't read or write. But in the digital age, real illiteracy is not knowing how money is made today, not knowing how to see tech tools to your advantage, not knowing how systems work and how to hack them legally, not knowing how to question what you've been taught. You can have a PhD and still be illiterate to the internet hustle. You can be fluent in English but blind to financial freedom. The chains are now invisible. In the past, we were changed by colonizers. Now we are changed by comfort zone, tradition, fear of failure, and toxic respectability. It's not that Africans can't rise, it's that we've been trained not to believe we can. So what's holding Africa back? Mental slavery planted the mindset. Illiteracy keeps it alive. And silence feeds it all. But the moment we start unlearning, questioning, and exposing the lies, Africa doesn't just wake up. It rises. So, like we said, they gave us Wi-Fi, but not the will to win, gave us smartphones, but not the smart moves within, taught us how to read, but never how to question. Now we scroll through chains, calling it connection. Africa, not the land, but the mind, still colonized, still confined. We chant freedom in anthem, but think like we're blind. We praise ancestors, then bow to their bind. Mental slavery ain't chains on our feet. It's the voices that says, we are not enough, you are not enough. When you try to compete, it's the fear of starting, the shame of falling, the silence of genius, that secret of prevailing. You see, when we've got boys who can code but no access to the banks, girls with mad ideas but still begging for ranks, we got poets and painters, philosophers and schemers, but schools kill the dreamers and churches shame the dreamers. We wear suits from Europe but call our crafts local. We'd rather copy Silicon Valley than build our own vocal yet. They copy our dances, our slangs, our drum, then sell it back to us like we were the dumb ones. Nah, we're not dumb. We've just been asleep. Eyes open, but visions deep in retreat. Africa, you are not behind, you were delayed. Now the world moves fast and you are still being played, not by them but by doubt, by fear, by the chains you refuse to call out. But here's the thing, once an African wakes, the world shakes, because we are not just the roots, we are the quake. So rise, speak, build, teach, click, record, create, preach. Because the systems won't save us, the West won't pave us. We are the builders, the code, the canvas, the flavor, the future. So wake up, not just to survive, but to conquer.